Time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news on 95.1 FM, weather always comes first. Heavy rainfall and flash flooding remain a possibility in Montana. Severe thunderstorms are possible in the northern and central plains as well as the upper Midwest, and a late summer heat forecast throughout parts of the southern plains. Closer to home, southwestern winds will keep temperatures warm and push moisture into our east. There's a slight rain chance for the Sacramento Mountains on Friday, and then a Pacific low will bring clear and mild weather over the weekend. We'll have another look at the weather following this news. Due to an increase in false reports being made at Chaparral High and Chaparral Mid, the district has suspended the use of the Stop It app. The system was previously used to file reports, but it was suspended effective yesterday. In place of the app, the district said they're going to implement the Chaparral Safe Reporting System, which is a Google form accessible through QR codes posted throughout the schools. Tularosa was named for the rose-colored reeds growing along the banks of the Rio Tularosa. Over the last few years, hours have been dedicated to decorating the village with rose bushes by Keep Tularosa Beautiful, specifically our friend Rusty Helton. Recently, the New Mexico Department of Transportation determined that Keep Tularosa Beautiful would be required to carry $1 million in liability insurance, and there were some other rules in place which made the maintenance impossible. Helton was giving away the baby roses in an effort to try to save them since they wouldn't be watered. But now there's a solution that's been provided.
It was brought to my attention that I could possibly see if the village would be able to water the roses or water the beds in the median.
And the result?
The beginning of this coming week, and make sure that they get watered once a week.
Helton called me right after the meeting.
The mayor's assured me that the existing roses will continue to be watered once a week, so we'll keep those alive. We've got plans to move some native plants in there in the spring, and we've got funding to do that. So don't give up on Keep Tularosa Beautiful. We're going to keep going.
I also heard from Mayor Debbie Cooksey.
The village is going to take over the watering of the roses that are present once a week, and then I can't do 3 times. I don't have that manpower to do that, but I think we can do once a week so that we still keep our village beautiful and keep the roses that we do have right now. But the rest of the medians are going to go to the desert plants, the vertiparadises, the ocotillos, the other desert plants that we're going to investigate that we can put in the medians and don't require a lot of water.
I know this is going to please many in the area, and the village will remain smelling sweet with floral growth. Special thanks going to all involved. With many hands, Tularosa Community Garden had some winter seeds planted yesterday, thanks to some dedicated volunteers. We heard from Greg Gutierrez.
Radishes and lettuce, some arugula, and some peas and beans. We also planted some beautiful flowers for everybody to enjoy.
So when you get a chance, come out and check out the Tularosa Community Garden. It's between Village Hall and the fire station. As many community members look to repair or rebuild their homes following the damage caused by the South Fork and Salt fires, FEMA has extended their workshops on how to do so. The fires and subsequent flooding burned thousands of acres and destroyed over 1,400 structures. FEMA has teamed with Albertsons on Meacham to provide free information and tips on how to make homes damaged by natural disasters stronger and safer. Workshops will be held through Saturday, September 28th, Monday through Saturday, 8 to 6. Thrive of Southern New Mexico presents the Day of Caring, and that's happening tomorrow. They are seeking volunteers to help.
We're looking for an additional 50 volunteers to assist us with residential project cleanups, such as trash removal, yard work, and minor repairs of the homes of our local senior citizens and veterans. Again, happening this Friday from 8 a.m. to noon. To volunteer, you may stop by the Thrive office at 1601 East 10th Street or give us a call at 575-437-8400.
Again, this is happening tomorrow from 8 until noon. If you have any questions, contact Stephanie Hale at 575-437-8400. The Lincoln National Forest's 29th Annual Youth Fishing Day is coming up on Saturday, September 28th at Grindstone. We heard from Amanda Fry. She's the Public Affairs Officer for the Lincoln National Forest.
The event will be held on Saturday, September 28th starting at 8 a.m. We do have gear and everything ready to go for kids ages 12 and under.
No experience is required. If you have any questions, see the Lincoln National Forest Facebook page. Well, today is Thursday. It's time for a Thursday Thought from our good friend, Pastor Lauren Noble.
Good morning, 95.1 listeners. This is Pastor Lauren with our Thursday Thought. The other day at the sports center, I wrote on the whiteboard upstairs where the coach's office are and that, DEI, discipline, encouragement, integrity, thinking that is what a team needs, and it is what a team needs, as well as what humanity needs. It was quickly erased because in their mind, DEI stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. As many of you know, I am not overly politically correct. And likely Anthony and Tiffany, if she's listening in, and many of you are thinking, we would have never guessed that. Anyway, I was not offended at all because I like my version better. It is not that I am against diversity, equity, and inclusion. However, America needs back to discipline, encouragement, and integrity, as we seem to be lacking in those areas. And when we stop focusing on those things, our country began going in a backward slide, in my opinion. And we have gotten away from what humanity was really designed to be. Let me say a prayer for us. Lord, help us to get back to the basics of discipline, encouragement, and especially encouragement and integrity, and back to how we were designed to be, disciplined, encouraging, and to have integrity. And that's just something that humanity needs a good dose of, and I would just hope and pray that we can get back there again. Amen. Until we meet up again on the airwaves, blessings to you.
As far as Lauren being not politically correct, you don't say. Tomorrow, actor Jesus Jr., best known as Gonzo from Breaking Bad, will be joining us to discuss his experiences with Bigfoot in New Mexico. Here's a sneak peek.
I've actually seen the Sasquatch in northern New Mexico, in southern New Mexico as well.
That's happening tomorrow, so check it out. News from around the state in just a moment. You're listening to Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
Local news from local perspectives, from local voices. Alamogordo Town News. .org. Local sports, local events, and local happenings and more. Nonprofit owned and operated by Second Life Media. We are Otero County. Alamogordo Town News.org. Heard daily on Crazy KALH Radio 95.1.
52-year-old Victor Hugo Escobedo was arrested after he kidnapped a 26-year-old woman and her 2-year-old daughter at the Cielo Vista Mall in El Paso. He forced the woman to drive him to the bank, withdraw money, and then forced her to drive him back to the mall. He then took her money, her phone, and fled the scene. Escobedo is facing a charge of aggravated robbery and 2 counts of aggravated kidnapping with a deadly weapon. He was booked into the El Paso County Detention Center under bonds totaling over $500,000. But here's the kicker. The Gadsden Independent School District confirmed that Escobedo is a former teacher at the district. They released a statement which reads that Escobedo is no longer employed with the school district, but due to privacy policies, they cannot disclose further details regarding his employment, including specific classes, the grades he taught, or how recently he was a teacher. Bernalillo County Metropolitan Detention Center Corrections Officer Siobhan Colbreth was arrested at the jail facility on Tuesday, accused of having an inappropriate and illegal relationship with an inmate currently in custody. The allegations were reported to the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office, which investigated. The investigation led to the arrest, and Colbreth was removed from her post. Colbreth was transported from the MDC to the BCSO headquarters for an interview, and then brought back to the MDC to be booked. She's also being accused of receiving contraband outside the facility in an attempt to smuggle it in. Colbreth has been charged with criminal sexual penetration and attempt to commit a felony. Warden Kai Smith said officers with this kind of violation are removed from their positions. In 1598, Juan de Oñate established the city of Santa Fe de Nuevo Mexico. It translates to Holy Faith of New Mexico. But according to a new study, Holy Faith is not as prevalent in the land of enchantment as once before. A study conducted by the Public Religion Research Institute shows that 27% of all Americans consider themselves religiously unaffiliated, which is up from 21% just 10 years ago. The percentage of New Mexicans who quit going to church is even higher, and it seemingly has an impact on the community, affecting homelessness and crime.
Pews are emptier generally.
Eric Robinson, a pastor at Christ Lutheran Church in Albuquerque, speaking with KOAT.
There are some weeks where you find yourself scratching your head thinking, wow, where did everybody go?
The rates of Americans who are religiously unaffiliated keeps rising.
Melissa Deckman, the CEO of Public Religion Research Institute.
Some estimates over the next decade, about the next 2 decades, some people estimate as many as 20% of churches will be closing in America.
30% of New Mexicans are not religiously affiliated, which is higher than the national average. The Land of Enchantment ranks 17th in the nation for having the most people who do not attend church. So why are more people not going?
Many Americans, especially younger Americans, do not like the way that many organized religions, not all, but many treat LGBTQ individuals.
And that becomes a major problem. Traditional folks see the LGBT community as committing sin, and many Christians have long stood against divorce, which makes both sides of these issues extremely uncomfortable and perhaps unwelcome. Some say if churches were to go away, the impact on the community would be on the verge of social collapse within just a few weeks due to the loss of shelters, food distribution, and many people still see churches as a representation of a vital organizational and community hub. A 2022 study conducted by a professor at the University of Texas at San Antonio found church attendance is associated with a reduction in drug, alcohol, and white-collar crime. But there does not seem to be a correlation with violent crime. Incidentally, Los Alamos County ranks 6th in the nation for having the highest percentage of religiously unaffiliated. They're sitting at just over 50%. The unclaimed remains of 42 military veterans will be laid to rest during a special memorial ceremony and funeral today. A brief memorial ceremony will take place this morning at Legacy Church in Albuquerque. Afterward, they will load these urns into hearses, which law enforcement will escort to the Santa Fe National Cemetery. New Mexico's Forgotten Heroes funeral program will allow the veterans to receive a proper burial with military honors. The New Mexico Department of Veterans Services, Bernalillo County, and the New Mexico National Guard created this program. And even though we don't know your names, we do want to take a moment to say thank you. Sports and weather are coming up next. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in New Mexico is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, they just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the New Mexico Activities Association and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
There are 26 matches for New Mexico volleyball today, including Tatum heading to Cloudcroft, and 4 games for New Mexico football today, including Floyd heading to Carrizozo. Your Crazy Radio spot on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for sunny skies, winds gusting up to 20 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies tonight, winds gusting as high as 16. Mostly sunny tomorrow with a 20% chance of showers and storms, winds gusting up to 25. Your high today in the basin, 93. Low tonight of 68. High tomorrow, 92 degrees. In Cloudcroft, sunny skies today, winds gusting as high as 16 miles per hour. Mostly clear skies tonight, winds gusting as high as 16. Mostly sunny tomorrow with a 30% chance of showers and storms. Winds will be gusting as high as 26. Your high today in Cloudcroft, 72. Low tonight of 52. High tomorrow, 70 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.org, and learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting kalhradio.org. Also, check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. So be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. Well, that concludes this Thursday edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.